Hello, welcome back for our next episode of Dragon Age. I'm really excited for today. It's going to be a lot of fun. And before we do jump into everything, I'm going to say a few words about our sponsors. Just get those links into chat, which are Fundamental RPG. It's a simple D20 system with no genre attached to it. So you can use it to tell any type of story that you would like or play any style of game from high fantasy to sci-fi and everything in between. And yes, as Paladin says, the fun is free with every purchase. You can find that on Amazon if you want the physical book. If you prefer a digital version that you can use on your tablet or phone or whatnot, you can find that at coffee.com/Raven, like it's spelled at the bottom of the screen. Also go check out Die Hard Dice. It's another sponsor at dieharddice.com. They sell amazing polymer and metal dice sets and accessories. If you use the code BLACKFEATHER, all one word with a capital B, you can get 10% off your entire order. And I really recommend checking out, there's a link straight to it, the Winter's Embrace Dire D20. It looks like this, and I gotta show you the size comparison because it's hard to tell just by itself. But like, here's a normal D20 and here's the Dire D20. It's massive and it's metal and it feels great to roll. I've been using it for a lot of games this season, so go check it out. It's a really fun one. And then if you want to catch up on this show or any others that we have on the channel, you can do so at the Fantasy Network at watch.thefantasy.network. Yeah, let's do our character introductions. We'll start with the I guess top left. I guess in this one it's mostly just left, but Paladin, tell us a little bit about Jade and yourself.
Hi everybody, I'm Paladin Hall, Twitch moderator for Random Tuesday, Little Red Dot, and Polish Scripted. And today, as always in this game of Dragon Age, I am playing Jade, your humble butler, and it seems someone has defaced my character sheet by writing rogue on it. That simply will not stand. If my attempting to be of some assistance to these powerful warriors and mages that I happen to travel with by shooting my little crossbow, and it happens to end up in people's deaths, that's purely by accident, I assure you. No training whatsoever. Don't let my character sheet tell you any different.
Awesome. That was amazing. Looks like I'm next. I'm Raven. I'm the creative director for the Raven Evermore, which is my brand for all the various things that I do, most of which are tabletop related or adjacent. My link tree's there in chat, or if you can't see chat because you're watching this later on the Fantasy Network, it is linktr.ee/the Raven, like it's spelled below my face. And then I play Drafferth, or Draff. She is a punk rock mage, essentially, who, how to put this, was in the Grey Wardens and not exactly kicked out, but the person doing her joining basically just reported back that she died, instead of saying like, oh yeah, she survived. So she's a Grey Warden, but most of the Grey Wardens don't know she exists. So because she was kind of a pain in the butt. She's a lot of fun to play, though. I'm really looking forward to today's game, and that's me and Draff. Next, let's hop over to B. Tell us a little bit about Alan and yourself.
All right, well, I go by Troll Empress Princess, or Behemoth Mushroom King, or B, or really just pick any combination of letters, and I will likely react, and you will find me eventually. I help run the Deus Angelis server on Discord, and I do a bunch of writing and stuff like that. I am playing Alan Maras, or as I like to call him, Alan von Himbo. Alan is a Kunari, a former Kunari spy who was chosen as a Kunari spy because they just kind of didn't want to have to deal with him anymore because he is an idiot and flies into these like blank-faced battle rages that are troubling. And so they're like, just go kill Orlais. Just go do that. And he found out that he has a deep and profound love of Orlesian patisserie. So he wants to make a tiny cake and put them inside other slightly less tiny cake.
Amazing.
His team, his bestest friend, and the boat.
Yes. We'll have Anina coming in a little bit later. So let's pass it on over to Hannah. Tell us a little bit about yourself and this really cool game, and take it away.
Greetings, everybody. My name's Hannah, or Wohannah, wherever I am on the internet. Part-time human. Now, I guess, occasional GM, so that's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
And taking it in, we've taken this this kind of canonical world state that we have of the first 3 games, in which everybody keeps trying to help the mages, and the mages just need to get their shit together. So where we kind of left off, our crew had been pulled together by Lady Sybil d'Argent to investigate some magical lights. And upon finding the source of the magic lights in the cave, and also murdering some people, we have discovered an elf woman standing kind of crouched in front of a mirror, blood on her knife and magic in her hands. So she turns around and greets you. So very excited to see people. So she turns around and she says, "Oh, guests!"
Yes, we are guests.
It's
I
a
think.
Dalish, sir.
"Oh, yes, I am Danish."
Yes.
I'll take a look around, see if I see any others.
It's just her in the room with the giant mirror behind her. And she kind of wipes off her knife and stands up fully and turns around to face you all. It's like, "How did you find me?"
It doesn't seem very sanitary with the knife there.
"Oh no,
More scrub. I mean, you cannot cut bread with that. It's very dangerous.
No, this isn't my bread knife. This is my cutting knife for skin, but only mine. Don't worry.
Okay,
I mostly."
yes. I have one of those, and I'll pull the bastard sword out and put it back.
That's a good
I
one.
understand. Yes, he's good sword. It's good sword.
Oh,
It's good
yeah.
knife. Bad for pastry though. I'm not throwing that again.
Anyway, hi. How did you? What are you doing here? How did you find me?
I'll lean over to Drav and say, "How concerned should we be about this exactly?"
Right, so I'm not quite sure what type of blood thing she's doing with the knife, but blood magic's never a good idea, so probably pretty concerned.
It's a very shiny thing there. Big shiny thing behind you. I like it.
Yeah, I've been
Find me.
fixing it.
Find me.
Oh yes, it's
He's
you don't have to worry about the blood magic. I never use any blood but my own, and it's just because sometimes you need a little bit of extra oomph to get some of these things going. These ancient elven okay. Whew. I'm explaining this all out of order. Hi, I'm Meryl.
Hi,
Right.
Meryl.
Hi.
I'm Ellen.
Oh no, this is my job.
Al-
May I
Oh.
introduce
Sorry. Do it out of order. Sorry, bestest friend.
Sir
Most
Alan
apologies.
Maraz? What was the word for Kunari? A Kunari warrior
Yes.
sent by the Lady d'Argent to investigate strange magical phenomena going on in this wood, and I think
I met the air shock
just
once.
succeeded in his job. Okay,
Is-
what's an error shock?
I will tell you later, bestest friend.
Is that like lightning, yeah?
And-
Because it's
I'll tell
shocking
you
in the
later.
air.
I will tell you later, both.
The Lady
I like that.
Drapper, who is a powerful mage, apparently, such as yourself, and a Grey Warden, so he's
He's
got
also
you beat
both.
there. Anyway, we would really appreciate it if you could cease your magical experiments. Perhaps you'd like to come with us back to Lady d'Argent so she could have a little chat with you about everything you've been doing. Hmm?
I'm almost done. I do need to finish this. So just give me just a second, and I'm just gonna finish this up. I'm almost done.
Yes, but
Have they been? Oh, has this been? They can see it outside, can't they?
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. It's kind of
Oh,
freaking
you're
everybody
making-
out.
you're making
Mhm,
shiny
mhm. Well, as soon
things.
as I'm done, I'll be done, and then I can just get out. They don't have to worry about it anymore because it'll be fine. Anyway, and she just like she turns around and takes her knife back out and starts doing some magic stuff.
Is it just you here, or is your clan here somewhere? You know, they would
And you see, like-
technically be trespassing in Lady Donjon's lands.
Since she's turned around, you kind of see her shoulders slump, and she's like, no, my clan's not here, but I'm not alone. I do have an important person outside, but they should be probably coming back if they heard. I heard you guys is fighting. I think I heard fighting outside. I might have not heard fighting. It's a bit up in the air. Maybe it was just the sound of the magic.
I don't
Anyway.
know if there was fighting, but there was some dead people when I walked by.
Oh yes, there were
Yeah.
some brigands.
Yes, there were several dead
Huh.
people.
Well, I'm
They're
glad
dead
they
now,
didn't
don't
come in
worry.
here.
Yes, I mean dead people walking around. That is troubling.
Good.
Yes, don't worry,
Yeah,
we'll
but
keep you
right off.
quite safe when we journey back to Lady Donjon.
Yeah, so with your magic thing there, look, it's gonna look like I'm getting ready to, attack you, at the slightest sign of demons and whatnot, but, don't be alarmed. I'm just gonna stand here, and, you do your thing.
So, as Meryl turns around and she does some kind of magic, which she seems to have a special knife that she is holding to the mirror. And as she finishes her spell, the mirror begins to glow quite brightly, and it continues to brighten and brighten. And right as it's actually becoming a little bit too bright to even bear, Meryl says, "Oh wait, that's not supposed to!" And then everything explodes. The air flips rapidly from burning hot to freezing cold to crackling with electricity. A shrill ringing rises in pitch until immediately it stops, and you are all thrown back, including Meryl, into the cave walls. When you kind of reorient yourselves, sitting in front of the mirror is a confused-looking elf with long red hair in a blue-green dress. Anina, why don't you come on in?
Ow. Mm. Ow.
You know, I imagine demons somewhat different.
I don't think he's demon. I mean, wait. I have a perfect test. Do you want a tiny cake?
Yes.
I will pull a tiny cake out of my satchel. And I will offer her the tiny cake.
She'll reach out very cautiously and then grab it really quickly. And then eats it.
It is a pretty good tiny cake. I don't think she is demon. Demons do not like cake.
Miss Trafford, I fear I'm quite lost. What's going on?
Well,
You,
you
found
see
a lost
what
demon.
happened
You're not
was-
slavers, are you? You're not slavers.
Oh,
I don't-
So back if you are.
Fuck
I
no.
mean, I did kind of
slave,
take a
huh?
nap a little bit ago, and I don't know what I do when I nap, but it
Yeah,
doesn't
you
sound like
man.
a slave.
So I think what happened was the strange one did a magic thing with the mirror, and then it
Is she
exploded.
all right? Oh, I'll wander over to where Meryl is. Are you all right, ma'am?
And then
Meryl's kind of
cave
gotten
wall,
up.
And ow.
Meryl's kind of gotten up and walked over to the mirror and is like peering at it, and it's kind of come down to a gentle glow, and she's like, okay, this is more like what I was expecting. And she looks back at this new elf woman and is like, hi,
Hi.
who are
Where
you?
we?
Somewhere in Orlais,
Oh,
a cave in Orlais. You know, honestly, I don't really know. Varric told me to kind of come out here because he heard that there was one of these guys that needs repairing. So
Can I spout off like historical knowledge about this cave? And
yeah, go ahead.
like, I don't know what I could.
Let's
Do
go
I need
take
to
a-
roll?
It's kind of just a cave.
Right, but nothing's ever just a cave.
I mean,
Like, I'm sure something happened here.
Perhaps like it's
Maybe it
the
has a
side
name.
of some minor Orlais noble that fought a battle and
Yeah, or
Did
like
something.
someone took refuge here in a storm, and there was like a romantic interlude.
And
That's probably a good one.
when he's done with that, I want to make a roll to try and explain what an air shock is to Vestra.
all right.
Yes.
It's looking like probably either cultural lore or historic lore.
Okay.
And that's just a cunning focus.
Cunning. Okie doke.
So we'll just be doing a cut. And I think if you don't have the focus, we'll just. Whoo!
That is a low roll.
Oof.
So I get this wrong, and what I'm saying is not true. That it's just like a rumor or something, and I've just spread something terrible about another noble.
That
Yeah,
tracks.
you heard once that there was a noble who got involved with a mage who was plotting to overthrow all of Orlais, and they turned their Orlesian noble lover into an abomination, and that
Yes.
may have happened
And the
around
call
here.
was coming from inside the house.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, so this is the site of the romantic tryst between Lady blah 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 and the mage blah. And after they were
Beautiful
done,
names.
it sadly resulted in an abomination. So
It tracks. It
Mm-hmm.
tracks. That's why people
does.
should just focus on cake instead of kisses.
Again, with you telling
Much
horrible
more.
stories about mages.
it's not my fault that this happened in this very cave.
And I was like,
Yeah,
I've
happened.
never heard of that, but I'm also
Honestly, I
not
don't
really
know
from
very
here.
many stories about
Well,
mages that
Kiki-
don't end in an abomination.
Yeah, funny that, and yet there's not a ton of abominations running wild all over the place.
Thankfully, we put them all down.
Maybe they're very tasty.
The giraffe is just giving him like the biggest stink eye.
so you name?
And then she looks down at her gauntlets and reads, I think it's Velica. And she
You
shows
think
her
it's
gauntlet.
Velica?
Yeah.
What if they're not your gauntlets? Oh well.
Then she is now Venica, as opposed to then Venica.
Is your
He's
character
mixing.
armed?
Yes, I do have my backpack. I have a staff, but I'm not like,
So no.
yeah.
You have a stick.
Nothing
That's
sharp.
fine.
Just
She has a
li-
stick, and she does apparently have two decent-sized gauntlets on her hands.
Okay, I'm going to walk over to you and give you the once-over to see what I can learn just from your general appearance. Like, are you a commoner? Are you a slave? Are you a noble? I don't know.
I'm going to try to be reassuring.
She kind of steps back, going,
He's okay. He's okay. He's bestest friend. He's okay.
You don't need to
"Okay."
fear me, madam. I am just a humble servant.
He says
So-
that a lot, but
Are you a
I don't think he
slave?
knows what that means.
No, of
Are
course
you a
not.
slave?
The Lady D'Argent does not approve of slaves,
Okay.
Yes.
at
He
least
was
not in
very
Olay.
clearly lived out.
So for Velica's sake, this cave is full of 4 elves besides her. No, 3 elves besides her, a Kunari, and a very large, slightly glowing mirror.
What happened?
All right, I'm
No,
gonna say
what-
this one more time. So the strange one did a thing with the knife with the blood, and the mirror exploded, and except it's not exploded, and then owie wall, and then you shut up.
It wasn't
the-
supposed to do that.
Did I?
Yes,
come
perhaps you should
from-
refrain
did I come
from
the
using
mirror?
magic. Yes, you just appeared out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
That seems to be implication, I believe. Yes,
Oh, okay.
probably.
Where were you before?
I don't remember.
Oh, you poor thing.
I don't
and Meryl
remember.
like kind of comes up and starts like gently patting you.
And she's like,
Oh,
Oh.
sorry.
I want to give an insight check or whatever that's called here, to see if she actually doesn't remember or if this is all bullshit.
Yeah. It's probably under communication.
And
I really should have
Sounds
this
to me.
this
of
page.
camaraderie, because I also
um,
have big patches that are
Yeah.
That's because I'm dumb.
Cunning, maybe, or will.
I've rolled communication.
willpower. I don't
My
know.
cunning is higher, but
I'm not
it,
sure
it-
what-
it's a good roll, so I'll take it.
Well, maybe it is perception.
Is it
It could be that
perception?
too.
Oh,
Yeah.
empathy. It's perception empathy I'm gonna go with.
Oh, cool.
Well, that's a much better roll.
Nice. Dang, a 17. That's really good.
This
I'm quite good at perception.
so how is Velica feeling? I'll let Anina.
oh yeah, she
I just want to know if it's bullshit or not that you don't remember anything.
she it's not bullshit. From what you can tell, it's not bullshit. She's scared, confused, doesn't know what to do.
And I think I can wrap this into the whole. I'm checking you out to see if there's any indicators about like your physical state and like, are you a worker? You know, what do your hands look like?
I'm just wearing a simple but in good condition dress. Nothing too fancy, but not slave robes. Got these fancy looking gauntlets with Velica written on them. And yeah, I'm clean. My hair's a bit
You're clean,
frizzy.
good. No bruises, no little wounds, no scars.
No?
All right. And
Well fed?
soft hands or very calloused hands?
Soft hands.
Soft hands, all right. All right, you don't appear to be a danger. That's good. So you did just appear out of nowhere, so I'm just going to ask, are you a demon?
We already established this.
I don't think so.
Demons do not like cake. Seriously.
I mean, if she was, she probably wouldn't just tell you.
Ah, that's good. You are can you verify whether or not this young lady is a demon?
And Meryl from over at the mirror pops up. Meryl from over in the mirror pipes up like, she's not a demon.
Right, but your accidental magic conjured her out of nothing, so perhaps you're not the expert on magic we need quite.
No, but I
Didn't
am
conjure her.
expert on cake.
Travis.
Demons do not like cake.
She's a bit scared of Alan.
Stop yelling.
Traff is just gonna like walk over, like squat down, and just sort of like squint eyes a little bit at it was Velica, right?
Yeah.
And just like poke her cheek with one finger a little bit.
Ow!
And I'm pretty sure she's an elf.
Really, the finger poke?
It's a very scientific process.
Well, I am not a mage,
Why
so
are you
I'll have to
poking
trust
me?
Well, I had to make sure you're not a demon.
What do you
Boats do
want?
weird things.
What do you want?
That's the best line.
Are you perhaps hungry, ma'am? I'll have some bread here for you. There you go. Some water.
Thank you.
So, as you're kind of tending to Velica, you suddenly hear a yell from outside as someone screams, Meryl! Are you okay? I heard an explosion! And into the cave runs an elf. Another elf. All across their brow and around their eyes, they bear an intricate tattoo of delicate branches. And notably, they have only one arm. They look between the five of you with some mix of suspicion and concern. Now, Jade, you know who this is. You would have to be daft not to recognize the Inquisitor of the Inquisition.
Oh,
I will leave it- I leave it up to
noble
Draft.
company.
I
Leave
think
it up to Alan and Draff if they would recognize this very notable elf, but
I think she'll know who it is because of the whole Grey Warden stuff. Like
Mr.
seeing
Morath, Miss Drafford, may I introduce
pictures
the
and stuff.
Inquisitor? And I'll add the name.
Llewellyn. The
And
elf
it's
last name.
it's former now, right?
Former, yeah, it would be. The Inquisition has disbanded officially.
And what did you say her name was?
Their name is.
Oh, their name.
The last name is Llewellyn. Their first name is not very well known because most
Lavelle.
people just called them Inquisitor or Inquisitor Llewellyn.
Okay.
Lavalin? I don't know how it might be Lavalin.
I think they say Llewellyn when like the couple
thought
of
it
rare
was
instances
Llewellyn.
where they actually say it. I think it is that, yeah.
We'll go with
Who's
Llewellyn.
closest to Velica right now?
I
I
mean,
am
Graf
probably.
just poked her.
Yeah, I'm
And-
also
Yeah.
complete. As soon as she started acting scared, I backed away and tried to not be scary by
Okay.
hiding my head in my shirt.
So if it's
I love that
Jade who's closest to me, Velica goes, are they dangerous? Kind of.
The Inquisitor? They're a hero, young lady. There's nothing
Oh.
to fear.
Yes.
Okay.
Who are all you
We'll say
people?
yes.
I'll rattle off.
Meryl,
the
are you
introductions
okay?
again. Oh, is this one of your associates? I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. Please forgive me, Lady Meryl. I had no idea you were one of the Inquisitor's people.
And Meryl, who is still
Please
kind of fiddling
continue
over
on
by the
your-
mirror,
Yes.
is like, oh, it's fine, it's fine. And the Inquisitor kind of looks at you, Jade, and is like, have I met you before? You seem very
Oh.
familiar.
I'm no one. You feel free to ignore my existence.
He talks down. He bestest friend.
You sound like Onaleliana's people. I mean,
I don't
Am I-
even know who that is. And
He
everyone's like,
says
that's
he doesn't
bullshit.
know a lot
'cause
of things. Bestest friend does.
I'll pick
sometimes
Velika
he
up
knows
and
more.
like move her to the side a little, very carefully and gently, so there's no room between the Inquisitor and Meryl, so they can just get to each other.
so I heard an explosion. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, as soon as Jade like changes the tune and starts calling Meryl Lady Meryl and everything like that, Draft just does like the really slow head turn of like, really, and that's it.
He is consistent, if nothing else.
Yeah.
I
Jade
didn't
cares
know she was
about-
Inquisition.
Well, there isn't really an Inquisition, any
Yes, quite.
technically. I mean,
I don't know.
We're in the presence of some very powerful individuals, and I think
Try
it's
to
best
not
if we
be
just
scary.
stay out of the way while they do their thing. And once they've gone about their business, we can go about ours, and we'll take you back to the Lady D'Argent to see what's going on.
You're
Unless
taking
it-
me where? You're taking me where?
Just to town. So
No,
you're
no,
feeling
no, no, no,
careful?
no. No.
Is there someone we should... where should we take you?
It was. I can't remember. It was.
Right. See, and
It was in the woods. It was-
we are in the woods now.
Do you remember which
Other
woods?
draft.
they were?
Is there anything you can do for the lady's memory loss?
They said never go into town.
Which town was it?
I don't remember.
Right. Any landmarks from where you were from? Big rocks or trees or rivers, anything like that?
It was in the forest and there was no one around, and there was just this. I think it was a little hut. I think so. I can't remember.
Looks like we've got a case
I
of...
know I can do this, and she does that, and a little fireball.
Ah,
That's
wonderful.
somehow-
Another mage. How
That is
delightful.
Amazing.
And then she shuts
Jade-
it and goes, "Ooh,
Jade-
I'm not."
Are you doing that thing where you say something but you mean the exact opposite?
Anyway,
I would never, Mom. That's so disrespectful.
kick.
Right. I'm not sure I believe you, but that's cool, you're a mage. Me too.
Yes, the Lady D'Argent is going to be absolutely delighted to meet you and help you figure out who you are and where you're from, where you should go, perhaps offer you some employment. You know, it's
I'm not going to be a slave.
employment, Mom. You know, service for coin, same as the rest of us.
and the
Well, I know-
Inquisitor.
Unless
know-
you'd rather continue
know
to
I'm
live in the
very-
woods.
I know I'm very scary, but I will make sure you are not made slave. Promise.
Yes, there's no
One big
slaves.
horned head and tiny cake.
Thank you. What do you mean by service?
Yes.
In my experience, is a lot of wander around, is pick up thing, is bring back thing, is this is basically all I remember. It was
That's
pretty
what
simple.
Mr. Moras is very good at, and therefore we pay him to do exactly that. We don't know you very well, and by the sounds of it, you don't know yourself very well, so there's no telling where your talents may lie. Once that is discovered, we will employ you to the best of your ability.
And the Inquisitor actually
Should that be your wish, of course.
speaks up at this point and is like, actually, I might have a use for all of you.
Ah, well, we are previously employed already, so
Yes, but we find shiny things, so that is what we
Can
need
I
to do.
come
We
with
find
you?
shiny thing.
To the Inquisitor?
No, to like the.
To them. Okay, got it.
Yes,
of course.
yes.
Um,
We will stop. No slave happen.
Draff is
Yes.
just going to kind of look at Jade and then look back at the Inquisitor and go, right. So Mr. Fancy Pants over here is really eager to get back to his lady.
I'm just worried I will get in the way of such illustrious company.
Yeah, I don't really believe that anymore. I think
Are
I'm
you
getting this whole
married?
sarcasm thing. But what's your job there, Inquisitor person?
You married a boat bestest friend.
What?
Please.
You said, lady. Are you married?
Married a boat?
What's happening?
You'll
I
have to
don't
forgive
know.
us, Inquisitor.
No.
These people are
Wait,
very
wait.
talented in their own areas, I
Okay.
assure you.
I'm gonna make a Q roll to see if this is legal.
What are we
Okay.
talking about?
I have no idea what's
I
happening
It's
anymore.
fair.
Same. I'm lost.
So
He
so
said
what are you?
lady. Is it your?
Whoa! Apparently, I
Lady
really
wife.
know. That's crazy. Okay.
You're more than
Um,
welcome to come with us, Inquisitor, if you would like to speak to the Lady D'Argent about hiring some of her mercenaries, which does include the good Sir Maras, and perhaps Lady Rabbit, if she'd like to sign on in a more permanent position.
So the Inquisitor is actually not listening to you right now. They seem to be like keening their ear to hear something that none of you can hear. And they're like
Uh-oh.
nodding, and then they shake their head and they go, "Oh, it's too far. It's too far away. I need
Start
Okay.
edging towards the cliff and at the cave entrance.
Okay. I brought Meryl here because I needed her to fix this, and they point to the mirror in the back. Do any of you know what that is?
That's a mirror, sir.
Shiny thing.
I think I
he's-
came from it.
I need a fancy title for a non-binary person, but I'm not getting one in my brain, so I'm asking for help. What should I call the Inquisitor? Because it's not Lord, it's not Lady, and it's not Sir, it's not Ma'am. What is it?
Eminence?
Highness.
Highness, eminence.
is a
Your
good one.
grace. Your grace.
Grace. Grace.
Grace
Is the,
works.
yeah, and because of the whole, particularly with the religious connotations, grace.
Yeah, they do
Yeah.
have those strong religious connotations. What did they had a anyway.
Yeah.
This is an ancient
Um,
elven artifact called an Elufian.
Ah.
They were also called the Herald at one point. Sorry,
They were called the Herald.
my brain is like on a 2-second lag here, I think.
Mood. How much do any of you know about what happened when the Inquisition was disbanded? Actually, more important question. Everyone except for you, no offense, this just doesn't apply to you, and they kind of point at you, Alan. But they're like, you three elves, Draft, Jade, and Velika, have you heard any strange voices
Gonna wander off.
lately? Just
I mean, there's the ones
was-
in my nightmares
It's
of.
clearly a race party going on here, so I'm gonna go wander off. Yeah.
I dream about
Don't be
Darkspawn a
elsewhere.
lot.
okay.
Sometimes
that's not what
I
I'm
hear
talking
it during
about.
the day, but it's pretty rare.
I assure you, Grace, that I'm quite sane.
It's not a sanity thing. It's
Yes, of course, you're quite sane. I'm. How could I even imply such a thing? I'm terribly sorry. My apologies.
how much do you know about the elven gods?
Nothing.
There's a whole bunch of them, and they did things, and then there was one that was kind of an asshole.
That guy,
Yeah.
Fenverel.
Yeah, that thing you just said.
Okay, this is going to sound insane, but I just need to check. Have any of you heard a voice calling you home?
Your Grace, are you quite well? Do you perhaps
gonna take
want to
that-
come with us and take some well-deserved rest after all your heroics?
I think at that draft just like accidentally, quote unquote, loses her handle on her oar and it just like swings around and hits Jade on the backside.
Ow!
I know
Oh,
I
terribly
need
sorry,
to go
yeah?
home, but I didn't hear.
Hand
it.
slipped.
Okay, this is actually excellent. Where to start? Okay. The elven gods are not gods. Fenhura locked them all in the Fade. Right now, what's important is that he's trying to tear down the Fade, the veil. He's trying to bring the Fade into this world. And I think you, at the very least, and they point at Draft, you know how bad that is, or would be.
Yeah, bad. Like, very bad.
Bad. And I need to stop him, but we had to disband the Inquisition, and I can't do this alone. And I know that I just met you people, and this is crazy, but
If you need aid, the Lady Dajah has quite a few mercenaries. You will just come with us back to civilization, where we can speak calmly over perhaps some tea. Some calming tea, soothes the nerves.
Draft just speaks up and goes, yeah, that sounds a lot more interesting than working for lots of fancy pants nobles and stuff, so count me in.
I'll go where they go.
You would be breaking your contract, Lady Draffer. Are you quite sure?
Look, we found...
I mean, the mission is technically accomplished.
Yeah, it's done. We figured it out.
we can send someone to talk to your lady. Like, I know the divine.
A lovely person.
And I can't explain why it has to be you people, because you already think I'm crazy.
We
Clearly.
wouldn't dream of thinking such a thing.
No, you wouldn't dream
I
of
think
saying
I might
such a thing.
be. I think I might be crazy because I can't remember anything, and apparently I came from there, and I can't remember anything.
And the Inquisitor kind of kneels in front of you and like very slowly, very gently, like puts their one hand out. It's like, can I see your hand? Just for a
Okay.
second. And they hold it like so gently, and they turn it over one over. They're like, it's gonna be okay. I can't explain how or why, but I just know that you are going to find what you need, because the veil, the magic, it loves you. And I don't even know how I know. I'm sorry. I've had a long couple days, and Meryl is lovely, but her being your only company, I've just been keeping watch in the woods, and there were some demons at one point, and I have to save the world now, and so this is kind of just a lot.
She pats his hand.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
So
there's,
So it loves me?
I guess,
Hmm.
you can just do that magic just like that. That was nothing to you, right?
Yeah, I've always been able to do it.
Okay. And they look like they go to clap their hands, but because the one shoulder raises up, but then they like don't have another hand, and they go,
Oh.
soulless.
Oh, that's sad.
that is a mood right there. Just soulless.
Said,
I think
Alan, was it? They call out to Alan again. They're like,
sorry, I keep
I'm
smacking the
sorry.
microphone.
I didn't mean to. Yes, it's done. I didn't mean to exclude you. It was just something that kind of.
He's fine. Give me a minute. I need to finish my fancy Kunari party out here.
Okay, tell us when you're done.
With that-
I'm cleaning up the carvings in the back of my shield. For my
Perfect.
recipes.
I think Draft will just briefly will put a hand on the Inquisitor's shoulder, and say, "Look, I ran with the Grey Wardens and drank Darkspawn blood, and I'm a mage, so I've seen some shit. You're good. You're not crazy."
Thank you. That honestly means a lot right now.
After an intentionally awkward amount of time.
In which I'm sure that
Alan
we all
comes
just
back
kind of
in.
stand around.
Woo! Man, it was good party. In here now.
Welcome back. I'm really sorry about that. I didn't mean to.
Mhm.
Okay. I need you all to go through this mirror.
Okay, I'll start watching.
By the sounds of things, this is more of a magical problem, and you do have 3 mages here already. You know, I don't know if that's quite the place for a butler such as myself, as well as Mr.
so
Barras.
Walk directly into it, or do I touch it and something happens, or? Okay,
Just give me 1 second.
okay.
And
I
we,
just need to know that is beelining directly. That's what's occurring.
so the Inquisitor like gives you a really long and hard look, Jade.
Mm-hmm.
And they go, okay. I've dealt with a lot of people while I was inquisiting, and you seem like someone who can know a lot of things and get things that other people cannot.
Yes, of course. I'm very skilled at my profession.
Does the title Nightingale mean anything to you?
Well, that is a very fancy title, and you know, if you insist, I suppose I have no choice but to aid you. You are the Inquisitor, after all. You know, it's what's expected.
Oh, that's great.
Think nothing of it.
Okay, I can't go in there. Which is why I need you to go in there.
Ah,
If I go in there, he will know the second I am in there. And we need to keep this under wraps. This is actually
Yes.
why I have Meryl here. It's
the elven
Who actually
god.
wants an explanation?
Or
Yeah, I would love to know why we're going in there and who this he is and why you can't go in and everything.
Fen Harel, Mom. His
Andraste bless you too.
no, the elven god. The Inquisitor has just finished explaining.
Oh, the asshole. Right.
Yes, apparently the god has revealed something. What exactly are we
Why the
supposed to
hell's
do once we're inside the mirror?
Meryl's going to lead you to another one.
Never
and I
mind,
need you
it
to.
wasn't the cake.
I'm sorry, Cheryl.
It's fine. I'm just amusing myself. Don't worry.
I'm just
Stop.
trying to do things in order.
Yeah.
And I'm
I
getting
just love
ahead
the
of
idea that he's
myself.
wandered off and it's just like just wandered into the fade.
Okay.
You know, that's fine. He's
Yeah.
enthusiastic. Cool.
Okay. The ancient elven myth tells that Fenhara locked all the other gods away in the Fade, but that's not quite true. Also, they weren't gods. It's very complicated. There was another Mythal, and she was still alive and in the world. She fused with, actually, you're Ferelden. Have you ever heard of Flemeth?
Yes, of course.
The old
Witch of the Wilds.
Which the story they tell kids to make them go to bed on time and shit like that.
Yeah, no, she's super real, and I met her.
I heard she died, though. You know?
Yeah, actually, that's why I need your help. Solus, that bastard, did something, and I can't I don't know
Wasn't
how.
that one of your companions? I thought that was the Inquisition's magical expert.
You know a lot for a butler.
Oh, I like to keep informed, gossip and whatnot.
Yes, Solus, my friend. It turns out he was Fen Harel the whole time, and he tricked us. And now he's trying to destroy the world. And I have to stop him because it's my fault that he's able to do what he's doing now. And he did something to Mythal, and I don't know how, I don't know how or why or when or like how it's gonna work, but I have to find a way to bring her back. There's always a way. So I'm sending you all, or I need you all to go. Meryl can show you which one to go through. I need you to find her.
Solus
Right,
or
so-
the other one?
Not Solus.
Flemeth.
Don't find Solus if you can help it.
Right. So we go through the shiny mirror, and we gotta find this person who something happened to, who's an old ghost story lady.
And she's quite dead, apparently. So.
And is dead or something. And
Is
then
that
we
the land of the dead in there? I don't want to go there.
I mean, it can't be because I came through there and I'm not dead.
that checks out.
So the Alluvian
We should
is-
probably make sure Alan's not like.
Oh, he'll
dead.
be fine. Tough as nails.
Okay. Rapid round. before I-
Weakness to magic.
It'll be fine. It'll be
Hereditary
fine.
weakness to magic. Awesome.
Okay. I'm gonna go. Meryl's gonna go in with you. She's gonna show you where to go. Inside the Alluvian is a world of its own. It's not the Fade. It's not here. It's something in between. But it's the way that the ancient elves traveled everywhere. They didn't have roads, but they just used this magical network of mirrors to travel around. And in this way, you can go great distances without having to take that time or energy to travel there. So
It's not a show.
okay, Meryl knows where to go.
Right.
Does she also know what to do?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, Lady Meryl, it appears you're in charge. Lead on.
And she looks up. She's like, "Oh, is it my turn now? Oh, I thought we were gonna wait for different people." And the Inquisitor's like, "It's fine. I just do you remember the voices I told you about, Meryl? Yeah. It's I know they're just some people who showed up, but like, cool. We're good. And so." So, the surface of the Alluvian shimmers gently, and you can see nothing beyond its glow. Alan has already gone through, and when he went through, ripples had kind of come across it, and then when any of you touches it, it also sends ripples going across the surface. And then you pass through the Alluvian, and it's kind of like passing through a thin sheet of water. And as you pass through, you find yourself coming out into an expansive, wide open space. And there's sky above you. And there's just cliffs and rocks and trees. And for the three who just entered, it's vibrant and colorful. But for Alan, it's gray. It's dark and kind of foggy and misty. And Meryl comes out of the Alluvian behind you
Sucks.
and says, "All right, well, I guess I'll lead the way."
This
And
isn't quite how I imagined the land of the dead.
I
It's
think
pretty much exactly what I imagined as the land of the dead.
It's
So,
not
Lady
actually
Meryl,
the-
is the Inquisitor insane, or is this all true with the gods being, people, and this being an ancient elven road?
I trust him. Trust them. I trust them. It felt right.
I, of course, trust the Inquisitor implicitly, but I would also like to check if they're, insane. They did mention hearing voices. Are you hearing voices, Lady Marrow?
No, there's different voice. Okay, well, there's different voices. There's Van Harel, who's telling the elves to come home because he wants to tear down the Fade and build an elven empire again. And then there's the Inquisitor's voices, which I think only they can hear. Because what do they say? What do they say? They drank from a well. And I guess they hear stuff now, but other than that, they seem totally fine.
Right. Is there
And I'd
anything we
actually-
should worry about in here?
Well, aside from Van Harel himself, nope. It's usually pretty quiet in here.
Right, and that's Solus, yes? So
Solus, yeah. Solus apparently is Van Harel.
did he?
I was
Did he turn himself into a demon, or is he still just an elven man?
Van Harel was long thought to be like Van Harel and all of the other elven gods were they were gods to us, but the Inquisitor says that they were just particularly powerful mages or elves, and
We'll give Trafford a look, like, another mage. Like, I don't say that, but that's the look.
I have one quick question.
sup, Alan?
How far ahead did I get of everybody? Because he would have just kept. He just would have dawdled his way forward.
So
So
there's like
It's really
hundreds upon
complicated.
hundreds of kind of broken mirrors all around. And you're probably a good 10 meters at least ahead of them.
okay, I've been poking mirrors with the fork just to see what happens.
And none of them really seem to respond too much.
Okay.
I
Then
actually
will
do
start
think
yelling. I will start making little marks. See, this one is broken. Just like scribbling a little thing there. This is broken. This is broken. And I found a shoe. Oh no, wait, no, that's not a shoe. It's a broken mirror. Sorry, I got confused.
I don't know how you mix this up, but I love it. I actually think this is a good
Perfect.
place to take a little break.
Okay.
And then after we get to explore inside the crossroads.
Awesome.
Hooray!
So yeah, we'll be back in about 15 minutes. So go grab snacks, drink, whatever you need, and then yeah, we'll be right back.
dear.
Yay, we're
Oh.
back. We'll kind of zoom back in on our party. Presumably, we've caught up to Alan, and we're walking through the through this new area that is not the Fade, but not the real world either. Something in between. And I believe
Yeah.
Alan has something that he wanted to say as we
Well,
traverse.
First, as we go in, he's been using his military fork to poke at the mirrors to see if they work, and then marking them when they don't. And sort of scribbling on them with probably a piece of charcoal or something. This one's broken. This one's broken. Oh yes, this is friend. So you guys got Ereshock. The Ereshock is the military and spiritual leader of the Kunari, particularly of the Triumvirate. He's the one that deals in military affairs. There is a long history, kind of a more violent transition to power with the whole Ereshock thing. The Kunari not always good at the peaceful transition. We are, I believe, say people use word passionate people. That is what they say. They say passionate people. I
Passion
think
is
they.
good.
Yes, I think they try and use that to excuse the fact that they're very, very violent people. But it's okay. It's fine. But sometimes there's not. And current Ereshock, he have no horn, but he seemed like a pretty good guy. You know, I mean, aside from not letting me make tiny cake, that kind of. And so I have complicated relationship with Ereshock.
I'm sure it will all work out eventually.
My head hurts.
It's
Meryl
here.
pipes
Mine
up.
constantly does.
Meryl pipes up from the front. It's like, oh, the Ereshock I met had horns, so I guess that's a new one then, eh?
Yes, it was recent transition within the last 5 amount of year that is less than amount that there is Ellen. Here.
I'll take Velika aside. I'll make you some tea if we should happen to make camp somewhere. I'm sure I could whip something up.
We
it
probably
quite
shouldn't
bad, your
stay
headaches?
too long.
Yes, this place I do not like this place.
It is quite messy.
Place.
Yeah, for
It's a really big
Alan,
place.
the closest memory you have that like feels similar to this was there was a time when a Sarabas, a mage Kunari, had been released from his bindings, and the sheer oppression of the magic that he released in that moment is kind of similar to how this now feels for you. For the other three, it's actually kind of interesting that Alan, very specifically against this very vibrant backdrop, seems even less colorful by comparison. It's almost like the color has drained from him.
Interesting.
Ooh.
I'll go over to Meryl. Like, is Mr. Morass all right? He looks a little,
Well, I
diminished.
didn't. I met the Ereshock once, I mentioned, but I didn't really know that many Kunari, and I think that they don't really like magic very well. In this place, it's very close to the Fade. It's not the Fade, but we're very close. So the magic is. And she kind of like breathes in deeply and sighs. It's like it's everywhere. It feels like it's part of everything here. Anyway, so it might just be that because it's very magical and Kunari aren't as magical. I think they have mages though. The Kunari have mages, right?
Yes, Cerebas. They are chained and tortured into using their magic. It's not
Oh.
the type.
Well, that's not very nice. How is it?
That's where all the slaves are. They're with the Kunari.
It is.
I thought the Kunari didn't have slaves.
He's slightly more complicated. But
Certainly sounds
I thought it
like
was
slavery
just-
to me.
I thought it was only Tevinter who had slaves these days. I knew well, he's not a
Oh,
slave
I know
anymore.
that.
We freed him from his master. Sorry?
Treventa, that
Is that where you're from?
maybe sounds familiar.
Well, you don't have to go back to Devinter.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, I've
Is
never
that-
met. No, wait, I met Fenris. And he was from Tevinter. He didn't really like any of the mages, though. He he hated me.
But we weren't in the city. We were just They never said never go to the city. That's what they said, but I think we were near Trevinta. Maybe.
They definitely, an elf mage wouldn't have. Tevinter isn't very nice to them. I hear.
Yes, we'll get you a nice asylum contract when we get back. There's no need to worry.
I'm gonna go back
Okay.
to dejectedly poking mirrors.
Meryl kind of comes up to you. She's like, it used to be that every single one of these led to a different place, but these days we've lost most of the passwords, and also most of them are controlled by Solus, which is why the Inquisitor brought me in, because I can repair them. And then I think they said that it doesn't connect to the network that Solus has established in there.
Yeah, I did not know that directly, but I kind of assumed that, which is why I've been poking them with stick.
That's a great idea. See which one's working.
Look, I have marked ones that do not that are broken with stick. So far it is all of them, but I'm trying to be useful. So
What's going to happen should he poke one that does work and is controlled by Solus?
Well, that's complicated because they're all closed unless you have the password. And the password or the key can be many things. It could be a word, it could be power, it could be a lot of different stuff. It's really actually very complicated. I had to do a lot of research in order to get the one that I found working. Well, I stole the shard when Tamlin. I think he's the hero of Ferelden now. Anyway, hopefully it doesn't do anything. As long as we don't have the keys, they just shouldn't work. I'm going to one where I should be able to figure out the key, which reminds me, I'm supposed to tell you what you guys are going to be doing when we get there.
Yeah, that would be most appreciated.
Draft this whole time is just sort of like standing there, just letting Meryl ramble. With just this
I think the rest of us are also politely waiting.
Yeah, Draft is just like, this is adorable. Go on.
Alan wandered off halfway through. He's just gone back to poking them and drying.
And I've been hearing that, and I love it.
Melika follows Alan and goes, like, touches his arm and goes, "What happened to your skin? You're a different color."
Oh, it reminds me of when I was last around Cerivas, the Kunari mages. We don't. Well, I say we, but it's complicated.
So you don't feel well around mages? Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. No. You don't have like Kunari mages are like stuffed down. You you make bread. You put them in. They're like cooking bread in bag. Like you put bread in bag, and then you put in the oven, and the bread starts to be bigger, and it break, and it like the bag, everything gets like crushed inside the bag. It's like very very kind of like tight and dense there. That is like Kunari mage. And then when you ate it, it's very, very dense, very like it's a very, very dense bread. Yes. Whereas you are more like cake.
Oh,
Light and these frostings. I don't know what I mean by that, but it seems
I
nice.
think so.
Okay.
So cute.
I love it.
The whole time she would have been mimicking what he was doing.
So Ross, you mentioned that your mages are chained and bound.
Yes.
Is that perhaps something like
Is comparable to what you did in Tower. Is more severe, but is same idea.
I'm just wondering
It's
if
bad idea. It's very bad idea. Is why it's complicated. But yes, they're chained and bound, much like you do circle. When you in circle tower, learning that is yes.
Why do they do that?
I'm just noticing that Lady Velika is also bound around the wrists. Is that perhaps something similar?
That is not. No, that is not like. It is not like Cerevas. It is not Cerevas. Fearbas Binding is kind of more. He give Alien nightmare. He's no, I don't. No, I try not to think much.
They
About
stitch their
things.
mouths closed.
Yeah, that's what he is definitively trying to not think about.
That's only for Republicans.
Ha ha!
Meanwhile,
Uh.
I'll investigate her bracers to see if they're of Devinter make, which should be like a style kind of a thing, right?
Yeah.
What should I roll for that?
Let's find out with my handy dandy book.
Ooh.
Oh, hey, look, it's the page. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Probably cunning.
Cunning. All right.
Engineering? Yeah, engineering. There's engineering cunning in here. Dang.
There we go. That's an okay roll. 2 stun points.
So I will say that like stunt points probably won't always apply. It's going to be in specific roles that they.
Yeah.
Because if there's nothing to be done with the stunt, then there's nothing to be done.
I can always do something with the stunt.
You know what? I'll allow it.
Excellent.
So then we're gonna ask Anina then. So where would Velica have gotten these gauntlets? Do you think
She would have been given them.
by the people who kept her?
Yeah.
As protection.
As far she doesn't know, but they're
Mhm.
they're hers. She always wears them. They have her name on them.
They feel
They
comfortable
feel
and
just
normal.
like nice leather, comfortable,
Are they Devinter
almost
make?
like bracelets.
Are they Elven make? Who made these? Are they
No.
old?
So they are. There's some signs of like the kinds of techniques that they use in Tevinter, but they are definitely handmade. So they're not like magic forged or anything. They are handmade, but they do kind of seem similar to some of the Tevinter seam working that you may have seen if you'd met any Tevinter guests. But they're not like
Seam work, that's clothes, and as a butler, that's what I would know. Right? That's something I would know.
if you have met and like seen any Tevinter fashion, which
Absolutely.
maybe you have.
Absolutely.
You say, yeah, it seems like they're probably from Tevinter. They're not like fancy or anything, so definitely not noble, like made for any nobles or anything.
A
But
poor person from Devinter made these. Okay. That's my guess. Cool. Okay. And like, are these locked or anything, or are they just like there's an obvious on-off clasp thing where you can take them on and off?
well, like a gauntlet is literally just a glove, yeah.
Usually an
I'm
armor.
not
sure.
Usually some kind of armor there, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's got fingers. The difference
Yeah.
between
Now
a bracer and a gauntlet is fingers.
A gauntlet is the thing that goes around your wrist.
Yeah, so like wrist things.
Well, now I'm off into
No, that's a bracer. Gauntlet
Yeah,
is
bracers.
all of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the gauntlet is a
gauntlet's
full
the one that
glove.
has the
Yeah,
like goes
that's a
from the elbow
full
to the fingers,
thing,
the
yeah.
fingertips.
Okay, so
like the infinity.
going over it, is it a
Yes.
bracer? Is it a
Precisely.
gauntlet? What is it? Is it a
What do you want to know? Would you prefer
That's a
like
bracer.
bracer,
Like a
okay.
leather bracer
Okay.
about yay long. She's got one on each wrist.
all right,
And
perfect.
they
They're
do say
bracers
relevant.
then.
and there is an obvious way to take them on and off. Yes?
They're probably laced on. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay, cool.
they're not locked onto her.
Cool. And
Yeah.
for my stunt point, I'll pull a coin out of them. Oh, it seems this was trapped in there. Here you go.
Oh, thank you. And she takes
Should
it.
be more careful with your money.
That's so cute.
I think the bestest trend is pretend wizard.
I
Or
wouldn't
pretend
dare to
not
use
to be
pretend magic among actual mages.
Somewhere else kind of
He's lying.
Yeah, I think this is his thing that he does where he says one thing and he actually means the other. Again.
Is adorable trait of bestest friend.
So
That's
he's
the
a
word for
liar.
it. It's like lying, yeah, but
Sort
it's not at the
He
same
explained
time.
it. He explained it to me once for about 2 hours, and I know that it is different, but I cannot repeat what he said.
My friend Hawk was like that. She was constantly saying one thing and meaning another thing. Varric called it sarcastic?
Yeah, sarcasm. That's it.
You know a lot
Velika sort
of very
lightly
famous
taps-
people.
Velika lightly taps Jade on the cheek and goes, "You shouldn't do that."
I'm
Mine's
terribly
bad.
sorry, ma'am. I simply must insist you refrain from slapping me. That's quite rude.
Well, you shouldn't lie.
Wait,
This is in character and out of character laughing.
she's right though. I mean, she's correct, but this is friend. I mean, lying is bad.
I'll forgive you if you apologize.
I'm so deeply sorry, ma'am.
Yeah, I'll forgive you.
That sounds just like when Hawk would say sorry. Well, without the accent. She didn't have the same accent as you.
How do you know Hawk? The
We were
Hero.
good friends.
Hmm.
The champion of Kirkwall. Yeah, I guess people call her that these days.
Kerbal.
I knew her when we met when actually in a very similar situation to what's going on right now, where we were resurrecting Asher Balinar. Crazy how these things happen.
Those are a lot of bugs.
Did you say
So-
you know Varric?
Yeah, he's one of my best friends.
Good books, that one.
Aren't they? Oh, I love his books. Aveline
Yes.
doesn't like them very much.
Man has quite the talent for the written word.
Alan is going to lean over to who he is now going to refer to as the cake lady because I can't remember character names. And say, I don't know what they are talking about.
Neither do I.
Oh, Varric.
Okay.
Lord Varric is an author, so he's quite famous. So he was part of the Inquisitor's little band of
I read a
mercenaries.
lot of fairy tales, I think.
Very
That's
different. I
very
like fairy
impressive,
tales.
man.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but more smart in them.
Oh, like his swords and shields. Hawk
Not-
Hawk never let me read those ones.
Very good. I've got
I'll
a
be
copy
sure
if you
to-
want.
to
If you want to read
Dig
it.
those up. Oh, on you? Oh, that would be quite fun as a distraction.
It's not a sort of thing you want to read in like a group usually. I mean, unless you're into that sort of
Oh
thing.
yes, no,
not?
that's for quiet private time.
Why not?
It's probably also best not to read here, as it might
Is-
cause some distraction.
Is that kind of wait? So he's like smut sound like kind of sandwich. What is? Is
How to put this delicately? It's a sex thing.
Can I read it?
oh
Draft just pulls it out of her bag and just like slips it over to her.
Not while we're in here.
Do you mind
Yeah.
if I
Until we're
look
somewhere
over your
safe.
shoulder, cake lady? I'm very confused.
This is the important Dragon Age content We're on a super important mission to save the world, but first let's read some Varric smut.
Alan just sort of like pops over her shoulder, like, oh.
We should probably keep moving. We don't want to stay here for too long with this many of us, especially.
Right.
But so when we get to the place that we're going, I'm going to open the door for you. I actually have to stay on this side so I can keep it open for you guys to come back through.
You're going
'cause
to
we don't-
stay
we
here
don't want-
all alone?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
What about the arsehole?
Oh, it should be fine.
Perhaps one of us should stay with you?
No. The more people who stay here, the more we're likely to attract attention. If it's just me, it should be fine. And I have to hold the door open so that you don't get stranded. We don't want you guys to get stranded. We're actually going to Navarra.
I'm sorry, what?
To Navarra?
We're going to Navarra?
Yeah.
Isn't that quite far to walk?
Well, it's like the Inquisitor said. It's the Illuvians allow you to connect to places far, far away. The ancient Elven civilization, they didn't have any roads. They just traveled through this network. Back then,
So,
all
so
of
it's,
these.
it's shorter. You're saying we don't have.
We're
to
actually
walk
almost
quite
there.
as- You don't say.
I can learn.
Why did we stop using these things? They seem so handy.
When
Maybe they make you forget everything.
Is that what
really.
happened?
I don't know.
It's
We'll,
okay.
we'll help you remember.
You figure it out, Keiko. You figure it out.
So we're going into the grand. Oh no! What did they call it? Place with the dead people. Did you know that in Navarre they don't burn their dead? They keep them all in a big. There's a word for this.
Pile?
Coffin?
Mausoleum?
Building. That's the one. Ah, the Grand Mausoleum. So that's where we're going. We have to find. Asha Belinar left a grave, and we need you to go and find it, and then perform.
We're going grave robbing.
Yes,
Well,
maybe.
All right.
That actually has really negative implications. Make sure that you're not caught by any of the.
Wait, they guard their dead?
People?
That seems a bit redundant.
Yeah, so it's. I have heard that in Navarra, they don't burn their dead. They keep the bodies, and then they like talk to them or something. It sounds crazy.
Well, we
Just
all
wild.
need our hobbies.
We need you to find the grave for Asha Belinar, and I'm going to give you a thing. And she starts like rifling through her bag. She's like, I should have it in here somewhere. And then if you just use the thing on the grave. The Inquisitor says it's going to do something.
Do you mean a shovel?
no, not a shovel.
I don't think they're quite buried like that. If it's a mausoleum sort of thing.
So what sort of tool would we need then?
He's
Pickaxe?
Probably like a
And she's like
crowbar
literally
or
throwing
something.
things out of her bag, and there's like a book goes flying, like her knife goes flying.
Be careful, that is unsanitary.
Yeah, I'll catch the knife. You should really be careful with this.
Oh, thank you. And she like puts it back in, like still rifling it. She pulls out a small necklace. She says, "If you touch it, and then I need to write down the words for you to say." She like goes rifling again and starts writing some stuff down. She's like, "Okay, if you hold this necklace to the grave, and I think you have to say these words, and then that apparently is supposed to do it.
And then what happens at that point?
Well, then you come back to the alluvium that you guys come out from, and then I can get you back home."
Right, so we go through the mirror, we touch a grave with the magic necklace, say some magic words, and then leave.
Yes.
After we pick up the thing that's inside. What exactly are we picking up? What does it look like?
You don't have to pick anything up.
We're just opening a grave. We're not taking
You don't even
anything.
have. I don't know exactly what's inside, but I know that whatever it is, it's supposed to help Asha Belinar return. Fenharel, he did something to her, and the Inquisitor says.
Oh, this is
she's
Flemeth
gone.
we're talking about. Yes, of
Oh,
course.
yes. Sorry, Asha Belinar is another name that we call her, the Dalish. Yes.
Right. So is this the tomb of Flemeth?
It's like the tomb of everyone. I think they put important people in this tomb. I don't really honestly know how she got a tomb, like how she got a grave there. But it seems that she has a whole slew of contingency plans for in case of death.
I heard she possesses her daughters.
That was just one of those stories they told to make it scary, though, right?
Maybe.
Like, she possesses her daughters, and then, if you don't go to bed on time, she'll come possess you.
I did get to meet her daughter, one of her daughters once. She's not very nice. But that's okay. Because she helped me know how to open more alluviums. It's kind of frustrating because she's not an elf, but it's fine.
This isn't going to lead to our companions here being possessed by Flemeth, is it?
No.
All right. Just checking.
Hey,
My
that's
brain hurts again.
That is a lot. That is a lot of words. But my head also hurt. Here, have funny cake.
So I know my mother isn't Flemeth, but she could very well be Flemeth's daughter. Pointing at Valaka.
Me?
Why not? It would make some sense as to why you're here then.
Flemeth isn't an elf, though.
And so is she.
Yeah, I mean...
Well, she is an elf, and Flemeth,
Is
Ashbel
an elf. Is an
not.
elf.
Well, Mythal was an elf, but Flemeth, it's so complicated.
I
There's a
don't
lot of
recognize that name.
Oh,
If
oh,
she was
no.
my mother...
Okay, let me just ask one very simple question.
What color was her hair?
White.
Yes, because she
Grey?
was quite old at
Okay,
ancient witch.
Different
what's the question? What's the question there,
so
Alan?
we take magic jewelry thing
Mhm.
and we say word
Mhm.
next to corpse or whatever box that hold corpse or pile
Mhm.
that pile dead thing, and then we come back.
Yes. I don't know
Okay.
exactly what's going to happen. The Inquisitor says,
hand me jewelry. My head hurts too much. I will just do the thing.
I
Wait,
think
Meryl
we
handles
should
the
let
handles.
Lady Drafford handle
I've taken it and I am walking through the living room.
oh, we're not there yet.
Well, then I am gonna keep walking in a direction.
Yeah, Draft just looks. It's fine. He can handle
I
it.
really think you should be the one to do this, as it's a magical ritual. You know, Mr. Morass might accidentally crush the jewel with his mighty hands.
I can
I-
make
I-
tiny
I-
cake.
I'll
I
do it.
can not crush jewelry.
Yeah,
I mean,
It's very mean, bestest friend.
Draft's just shaking her head. Like, it's fine. You don't
No,
have
but-
to be.
Perhaps you should keep your distance, just in case you are Flemeth's daughter.
I can handle myself.
I'm
And then her
sure
eyes
you
go,
can.
that her hands go like icy cold.
On the other hand, you're right. We should support you in your endeavors. If you feel like you should be the one to perform the ritual, then by all means.
Just nice to be helpful. You know?
Right. It really doesn't matter who does it. I don't think. If you want to do it, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. So then we come back here, and then you return us back to where we came from, and then we're done. Yes.
That does sound like it wraps the butt up. I'm not
Oh,
exactly
where I'm going.
coming. Like Meryl, she's like, I can explain while we run to catch a friend. And she just bolts after Alan.
I mean, I assume we need you to do some sort of magical ritual to open the Illuvian we're heading towards.
Yes.
There we go. See, there's no need to rush.
She catches up to Alan. She's like, okay, we're actually gonna go take a right here, so just come this way.
Oh, okay. He's good. It's good to know direction.
There's so much
goodness.
junk here.
Why I like having horse. Horse usually knows where to go.
So it's actually,
confused.
for the three elves, it does feel like it's actually even getting more vibrant. Like the plants are starting to grow
Oh, that's
as you
cool.
guys travel further and further in. It
Beautiful.
becomes brighter.
Beautiful.
I think
Hey.
as Jade says, there's so much junk here. Draft's just gonna like slap his shoulder, be like, "Don't say that. It's disrespectful." And then she's gonna look to Meryl like, "It is disrespectful, right?"
I mean, that
Maybe.
face is cracked. So,
Well, I mean, it's not like many people have been in here for the past a while.
right, and no one seems to have tidied up.
Well, maybe when you come back on our way back home, you can tidy if you like.
Seems like a bit much for just me. And it does seem like someone really should take a broom through this place.
Well, maybe if we weren't at risk of being caught by Fan Harel.
Are you
We
a
would-
cleaner? Is that what you do?
I perform many tasks.
He's very good at it.
including
He's very good at
Those.
cleaning.
He did deglaze you in the first.
Yes.
I'm a butler, you see, and the servants are high-class nobility.
I'd totally forgotten about
Oh
that. He
yes,
still
yes,
smells like
they're
lemon.
not slaves.
What did you say?
They're not slaves. You know, you're not a slave, but you
Yes, just a servant.
do things for someone else.
Yes. And they
think-
pay
I
me
think
for
the
my
difference-
services. I'm paid quite well, I assure you. Yeah, that's how I'm able to afford nice clothes.
All right.
Armor is
That
closed
I've
not
for
met
the
many-
last time.
I've not met many people. What else? I think. I don't remember.
What do you remember?
I remember I can do what I can do. I remember the cottage. And there were two elves there. Can't remember their names, but they were nice to me.
Were they perhaps your parents?
I don't know.
Oh,
Well,
that's so
I see.
sad.
Do you remember what they look like?
Yeah, they were. One of them had red hair like me.
Ah, well, there we go then. Clearly related.
So he's
Your hair is so lovely.
bit specialties.
It's a very nice color.
Yes, I'm going to have to brush it at some point, though. This is,
Okay, you can brush my hair.
Bestest friend, you need to stop making weird. You make it weird.
And the other one had black hair. That's all I can remember. I remember what his voice sounded like.
Mm.
That's
So Meryl pulls up in front of one particular mirror. It's a bit less cracked than some of the other ones you've seen, and she starts
less
like touching.
cracked. You say less, not uncracked.
It's
less.
it is
cracked.
it is uncracked.
Okay. Okay.
It is uncracked.
It's fine.
I think I was trying to imply that like some mirrors are very broken, obviously, and some are just
Mhm.
slightly. This one is completely. It seems pristine.
Okay.
Right.
So she starts touching it up and down, and her hands glow, and she does some magic stuff. She doesn't take out her knife or start doing any blood magic this time.
I'm going to take
Um,
a quick look around to see if, like, I can see Solus hiding somewhere around here. You never know.
Go ahead and do a perception for me.
Can I also do a thing?
Oh, absolutely, you can.
So I would like to roll stealth to try and like sneak around behind Jade, and then as he looks back a certain direction, go boo.
Oh, good God.
So there is a dexterity stealth. Do you do you have focus and stealth?
I do.
Perfect. Roll your stealth.
Okay, that's obviously not a 0. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Beautiful.
With 2 stun points.
Jade also has gotten some stun points, so I believe that would probably go with exploration stunts. Oh my goodness.
There's so many stunts, it's amazing.
It is very cool and very exciting. It's also a lot. Oh, I found it. Here we go.
Oh, that's undercutting your previous statement. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. There's so many more. Oh, here it is.
Oh, dang, there it is.
What do you know?
so stealthy.
Whew. That was a crit sneak attack. That was.
Maybe with the stunt points, she's just able to really well put her hands over her hair, so she, like, at a glance looks bald. Just be like, oh, I'm soulless.
I love that. What kind of is there any particular thing that like Jade would like to do with the stunt points?
I think
have-
I'd like to find a trinket, if that's
Ooh.
okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking
So-
around. Something might catch my eye.
A trinket of some sort.
Yes, because everything here is so eye-catching.
So as you're looking around, you don't really see anyone at first besides your little group. You do, however, as you're scanning, notice that some plants appear to be lifting something up to you. And it's a little metal box.
Oh, this is quite nice. And then I assume you'll scare me just as I take it. Like, oh, God.
You as you pick it up, I'm sure you look up, and then there's Draft pretending to be Solus. And I will.
Like, how much do I show training here? Like, I instantly stab it. Oops! Oh, sorry.
Oh dear.
I accidentally stabbed you 17 times.
Oh dear.
No, I think I'll just genuinely start and drop the box and don't do that.
I mean, it'd be okay if you want to try to stab her.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Nothing in the box.
As you drop it, the box opens and it reveals that it is a little music box, and it starts playing this unfamiliar but very melancholic and it's unfamiliar but familiar at the same time somehow. And this beautiful little lullaby tune.
Well, perhaps this box can keep the Lady Merrill company while we're off doing a little grave robbing spree.
Meryl turns to her. She's at the mirror.
Like her? Giving her a gift.
Yes, I do tend to be rather generous. I'm just
So
a
you
very
do
kind
like
person. I like everyone. Just a people person, I am.
Drafts just starts singing like Jade and Meryl sitting in a tree, like very off
How
key.
wonderful.
I like knowing my bestest friend will be here.
And Meryl, who is like more or less oblivious to all of this, is like, well, if the Crossroads gave it to you, you should keep it.
It's a road. Can't actually give me anything. It's just a box.
And she
But
looks
the
at the
boss
plants.
is-
This weird magic place.
The plants gave it to you.
It's a plant.
You can't
Not
stand
how they
plants.
work.
It was magic.
Of course.
Have a lot of experiences with magic plants in different dimensions, do you?
What, me?
No, the fancy pants.
Oh,
A plant's a plant. It grows.
I don't think that holds
Drops
up
fruit.
to scrutiny, best friends. Not sure that holds up. I've
Regardless,
tried
this is
to
a
eat
very
several plants
sad
here.
song.
It has not ended well for me.
Velika
I'm sure
turns
the
to-
expert here would appreciate this artifact more than I.
What was given to you? He's mean to give gifts, particularly
I'll
when you've
take
been
it
given
if you
gifts.
don't want it.
There we go. You take it.
Thank you.
You are most welcome.
And as you take it, it kind of like seems to let off some little light motes.
Oh,
And they're very
There we go.
gentle.
tell me what is in there, Caitlin, because it looks very, very fancy.
What's in it?
I don't
It's just a
know, but
music
it's very
box.
fancy.
She just opens it.
And it plays its pretty little tune. It doesn't appear to have a
First
wind or anything, it just
non-Caitlin-y thing I've
plays.
heard. What?
Oh,
It doesn't
that's-
appear to have like a
that's really
wind
cool.
or anything, it just plays.
It is the first pretty thing I've seen here that wasn't Caitlin. Or the boat.
Egg or boat or best friend.
Best friend is not really pretty, per se. I mean, she's handsome, but that is different adjective. See, I understand how adjective work. I'm very
That's just
smart.
a layer of grime and, the clashing colors. I can fix that right up.
So Meryl, who's been poking around at this for a while, is like,
Is something wrong, Lady Merrill?
well,
Do I need
it's
to
supposed
poke
to
it
have
with fork?
I mean, you're welcome to try.
I will poke it with fork.
And it actually seems to like shimmer a little. Just like,
Is that supposed to happen?
What?
Velika goes to touch it.
and it immediately begins to like shine a little bit. She's like, oh, that's good. Try both hands. Try both hands.
She gives the music box to Alan and then touches with both hands.
and the mirror transforms. This time there is no giant flash of light and explosion. It just slowly shines a beautiful, like an interesting blue and wavers. And she's like, "Well, I have no idea what you did, but that's it."
All right, so
Hey.
the Lady Velika should stay behind and keep it open then?
I can keep it open. Like, now that it is
Please don't
open, I
leave
can
me.
keep it open. Yeah,
I'm
she's
not-
supposed to
I-
stay
I-
with you guys.
Yes, I'm staying with Caitlin.
Yeah.
Did she
You're her
tell
friends
her
now.
not
Not
be scared,
sure.
no slave?
It's like
So I stay with Caitlin.
it's like a locked door. I'm guessing. So Velika just unlocked it, so Meryl can just stick her foot in there, and then it won't shut.
That's
Yes,
how doors
it's
work.
exactly what she said.
Yeah. I have put my foot in many doors. That is how door work.
Like,
Then
through
I
the
can
door.
try and
I imagine
Go
Alan
in?
put his foot through many doors.
Yes, that is also correct. I know very much about doors.
Well,
I
after
know how
you,
to make
Mr.
door fall
Mraz.
down. I know how to make door not fall down. That is really the only two things you can do with door.
You can open them.
It
gonna
falls
try
on
and
you, fall
open
down.
it.
So I don't know exactly where you're gonna come out, but I'm gonna recommend not being seen. Because I don't know if the death mages there are very friendly to people just appearing in their big dead building.
I know how to hide, except when you guys met me. But I'm good at hiding.
Perfect. And then you just have to find Asher Belinar's grave. That's all. It should have a big dragon or something, some sort of dragon iconography. Maybe a statue.
Okay.
Anyway, good luck. And she starts like shoving you through.
I'm
Yeah,
just
I'm
gonna
going
wait for
for it.
someone else to step through, to see if they're screaming in terror as they do,
Well,
Who
Velika's
likes to go
gone
first?
through.
I'm disintegrating. And if that doesn't happen, I'll also step through.
Who's going first then?
Oh, I
Me.
probably. Oh, no.
Well, Alan and Velika can go.
Yeah.
As you step through the alluvion onto the other side, you come out into a very dark area, and where you are, most of the light is just coming from the gentle glow of the other side of the mirror, but you can see a little further down that there's a lot of candles. You seem to be in a place with a lot of archways, like a lot of archways. And it is just deathly quiet. And I think that's a good place to wrap it.
Awesome.
Yeah, right
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, that was so good.
Oh,
Oh, I loved that.
That was fantastic.
We're gonna
Good
go.
episode.
Yeah, we're gonna go on a raid here in just a bit, but before we do, we're gonna let everybody talk about their favorite parts of the episode, where we can find them, and anything they like to share or plug first. So we'll go reverse order from how we started. So let's actually start with Anina. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what your favorite part was, where folks can find you, all that good stuff.
well, I'm Anina Kasky. I'm an actor and writer, and obviously a tabletop player as well. My favorite part, oh gosh, so many. Loved my entrance. I loved slapping Jade. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, loads of nice little interactions. I didn't get to have many with Draft, but that was the next thing I was going to do. So next week, that's what I shall try.
We'll get there for sure.
We'll get there. I have a YouTube channel. Please go look at my stuff. I do sketches, comedy sketches, comedic monologues, and also a dark drama web series.
It's really good.
Put it in the chat. YouTube, The Awkward Actress. So please do check it out. And I'll be here next week as well. Same time, same channel. And also at the end of September, I'll be in a new stream show called The Bardic Quest on YouTube. So do check that out as well.
Nice.
Awesome. Also, I just double checked. Our game tweet got 10 retweets. So that is an advantage to a random person, which I rolled for, and it landed on Anina. So
Woo! Ooh, look at all my dice.
Yeah. So we've got 3 advantages for Anina, which yeah.
Did Troll give one to bestest friend before we started?
Yeah, I think before. Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Let me make sure that gets on there as well. But yeah, very awesome. There we go. So now everybody has one, except for Hannah.
Don't
Oh, I
worry.
have one?
Yep, you have
Yeah,
one.
you do.
Oh, that's good to know.
I think you got one from last week.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But yeah, awesome. Speaking of Hannah, we'll go to you next. What was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? And anything you want to share or plug?
Oh my goodness, I really enjoyed everything. You guys are so fantastic. I loved getting to just sit back and my turn to talk. It's my turn to compliment. I love just getting to sit back and watch you all interact with each other. It was so fun. I love Jade's like entire skepticism deal. I loved Alan. The moment they were like, okay, you have to go through the Illuvian, and he's like, okay, bye, and he just left without any explanation, like none needed. And I loved Drath hitting Jade in the back with an oar. And of course, I was so excited to have Anina come in and get to have her such an explosive entrance.
Literally.
Literally. So where you guys can find me next, I'm Hannah or Wohannah, anywhere online. Not that I do a whole ton online. And you can find me back here on this channel at the noon time slot for session 3 next week of Dragon Age. And I'm very excited to see what happens in the Navarin Grand Necropolis.
It's going to be awesome.
It's totally going to be fine.
Let's open all the graves.
Grave
Someone should
robbing.
tell Alan to not do that.
Probably.
Really clearly at the beginning, do not open all of them. Why do we have latches? Why is latches there? They're not to be open.
Oh my god. Speaking of Alan, B, tell us what was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? And anything you want to share?
I'm gonna start with where you can find me. I'm at JR Belliston at
On Twitter?
basically everywhere. I'm just at JR Belliston most places. If I'm not that, then I'm Troll and Prettiest Princess. I think I also will sometimes be Behemoth the Mushroom King on like Discord. Yeah, but I do some writing and stuff. I'm working on a bunch of things that are not together enough to talk about. My favorite thing. It is difficult because I have a lot of favorite things because everything about this game delights me. But I love that Alan is on his own completely separate adventure from everybody else. Even though, like, you know, that not that everybody isn't there. It's just he has a completely different understanding of what they are doing and what the adventure is. I like being passive aggressive about racism. That was more fun than it really should be. Yeah, I really loved I loved all of the interactions with the characters. I loved Cake Lady and Alan, and then these sort of like some weird little like I don't want to say contention because it's not that bit, but some little like conflict brewing between, you know, bestest friend and Alan, and just the whole like everything about that. I just loved it, and everybody else is really, the whole thing. I can't people. That's all.
Awesome. And Paladin, what was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? And anything you want to share or plug?
It was a lot to like. I liked the reaction to me having to do a 180 with how I was treating Meryl. Like, first she's just some random wild Kunari, and then she was someone very important. So I had to treat her with respect. That was fun. I liked digging into Velika's background, and there you have the conflict that I really want to keep digging, but Jade is happy with simple answers, just like, I want the basics, and then I'll just build from there what I want her to be, you know? That was really fun, and I loved watching Hannah struggle with my attempts to derail the campaign at the start.
It was like the one thing going into this. I'm like, I'm just assuming I'm going to get you on the adventure, so I'm already writing stuff for that. And then I'm like, wait, how do I convince these people?
I was really giving it my all to drag them all in the other direction,
I think,
but it worked out.
Yeah, I think we've learned that the key to moving in any direction is just to distract Alan with something and have him start walking.
Just
Start
throw
walking
cakes.
in a direction.
If we just get a tin of, like, we just get a dozen cupcakes and we just start throwing them.
Yeah.
What is that? Oh, hey.
That was
It's a
all
tiny cake.
it was super fun. I'm already looking forward to next week.
Me too.
Next, you can find me is Sunday over on Uncanny Adventures, where I play Holt, the pirate paladin who tries to make friends with all the evil pirates. I've just rescued my captain, who was the captive of a hive full of wasps and wasp people, the queen of which we've killed. I've yet to drag my captain out of the like honey trap thing he was in. So, we'll have to see if he's all right. I'm assuming he is, because otherwise I'm going to have to do a lot of crying, because I've sort of supplanted the captain with my dead boyfriend, like in my brain. So who knows? Then it's Monday, and I'm over on Weave the Tale, where I am playing. What was his name? Gerald. He's going to be a very nervous. Going to have the British accent that I do here, but like super nervous and insecure. I haven't done it yet, so I'm not going to do it here. Even I don't have to do it in the first episode. Last episode was canceled. Everybody's sad. So we're doing it now. We're starting off as Colonial Marines, and I'm going to play the medic, a Colonial Marine biologist, who, I don't know, I'm going to try to do a Stallone accent for that. Should be fun. And then I'm on Polished Cryptids channel on Tuesday, where I play Dom Rain, the Githzerai noble fighter, where we spent a lot of time writing stuff in the library, and we're having meetings with like powerful people, and it's not really going super smooth. And the last noble told me something that made me go in a complete opposite direction. So I'm looking forward to watching the GM railroad me back into the story. That should be good. And then I'm back here. That's fun.
Awesome.
Oh, I forgot one thing that I'm at. Tomorrow, I'm in the Animus Violentis game as Captain New Skeeter, the redneck computer virus.
Yeah.
It's glorious.
It's amazing. All right, so I think that just leaves me. My favorite part is impossible to choose because the whole thing was so much fun. But I did really enjoy this sort of dynamic that's forming between like Jade and Draff. Of Jade says something snooty and Draff either makes fun of Jade for it or smacks him. And then Jade makes a actually good point and Draff does her best to ignore it. It's really fun. I'm really enjoying that. And Anina's character introduction. I'm really excited to learn more about Anina's character. That was really cool. And Alan just charging ahead while we're all discussing it. And us having to go like, wait, where did Alan go? It was all great. And of course
Get a
Meryl.
leash.
Yeah. Like one of the
We'll get you one of those kitty backpack
Yeah, I
leashes.
So I think I'm like definitively stronger than the entire team combined. So
yeah.
that should be interesting.
That'd be
yeah.
great.
I'm trying to
3 elves being dragged around by Kunari in a little toddler harness.
The fact that Meryl is in charge and not the Inquisitor it was a real bonus to getting me to go along with the whole thing. Because, Inquisitor's a little unstable.
They're fine. They're fine.
They're fine.
Are they?
They're hearing the voices of hundreds of dead people
Mm-hmm.
and having to save the world from their friend. It's fine.
It's
fine.
Veronica trusts the Inquisitor. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all she needs.
Look, I'm just gonna slip the soul of some poison and it'll be fine.
I mean, I'm all
That'll
for that.
definitely do it.
I'm all for that.
And done.
Yep.
That's how it works.
Problem handled. That'll never pop up again. But no, speaking of Meryl, absolutely delighted because she's one of my all-time favorite characters in Dragon Age. I adore that character so much, and so that was really fun. I really enjoyed all of it. Where you can find me next will be tomorrow on the God's Fault channel at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. We're doing it's a 24-hour charity stream, and I'm doing a small portion of that. The campaign that we had over on Encounter Roleplay, now Weave the Tale, a while back, sometime last year. What is time anymore? But it was a time that was before now. And not more than 2 years ago. That's what I know. But anyways, we did a campaign with a bunch of us, and Tabletop Horde, who's an awesome GM and person, was the GM for that. So we're getting that whole group back together for a segment of this charity stream. So I'm really excited to play that character again and play with all those people again.
What charity is it?
It's use the help action. Is the name of it, yeah. But it's gonna be a lot of fun, and you should come check it out at 1 p.m. Mountain Time tomorrow, and then at 6 p.m. Mountain Time tomorrow I'll be GMing Animus Violentis, which is already super interesting. Our group has stolen a very fancy police ship, and got out of there right as the rest of the police showed up. So as far as we know, nobody knows that they've stolen the ship because they were escaping a space station that got hit by a missile. So we'll see what happens with that, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. So come check us out for that. That's all the stuff that you can find me in for this week. And then other things to share or plug are our sponsors. I'm going to put into chat here. Fundamental RPG, which is a simple D20 system that's not tied to any genre, so you can use it to play any type of game or story that you would like. Animus runs on Fundamental RPG as an example, and we had a high fantasy game last season running on the same system, so you can do all kinds of cool stuff with it. If you want the physical book, you can pick that up on Amazon. Just search for Fundamental RPG, and if you prefer the digital version that you can run on your phone or your tablet or what have you, you can pick that up at coffee.com/Raven, like it's spelled at the bottom of the screen there. Also go check out Die Hard Dice. They make amazing polymer and metal dice sets and accessories, and just a bunch of fantastic people over there as well. You can check them out at dieharddice.com. If you use the code BLACKFEATHER, all one word with a capital B, you can get 10% off of your order. And there's a direct link to a particular product that I recommend checking out. I've been using it this season so far for D20 rolls. It is the Winter's Embrace Dire D20. It's a very large metal D20, and it's just really satisfying to roll. Makes a nice thud when it hits the dice tray. It's so nice. But go check that out. And then if you want to catch up on this show or any others that we have on the channel, you can do so at the Fantasy Network at watch.thefantasy.network. I think that is everything for me. So we're going to go on a raid. We're going to go raid Valdriath. Looks like they're playing some masks. So go say hi, give them a follow if you're not doing so already. Then I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.